Faça um test drive. Concorra a R$500 mil e a uma visita à casa mais vigiada do país. Dá uma espiadinha nestas ofertas. Fiat Mobi com entrada mais parcelas de
Pra nossa sorte, o Verdun é campeão de MMA. O Verdun é Brasil. O Verdun é... Sportingbet.tv. Todo mundo tem uma chance. Sportingbet.tv. Aproveite a sua.
Estamos de volta, Arena Condá, daqui a pouquinho, terceira fase da Copa do Brasil, Chapecoense, Criciúma, um clássico catarinense, e o Criciúma tem intimidade com a Copa do Brasil, hein? O Criciúma já foi campeão da Copa do Brasil, na época do Filipão como treinador, e então o torcedor do Criciúma, o torcedor do Tigre,
Vários fãs, amigos e populares que foram se despedir do Rafael, e o prefeito de Chapecó também esteve presente. Ele esteve na Colômbia ajudando ali no resgate e na liberação dos brasileiros que estavam se recuperando, e a gente tem um trechinho da entrevista dele agora para mostrar para o Fã de Esportes.
No início de nossa jornada, fizemos um momento de reflexão. Continuar
With Space Policy Directive 1, President Trump finally gave NASA the clear direction in Trump's Americans to the moon, time, exploration and use. And as he said, not only to, quote, plant our flag and leave our footprints, but to establish a foundation on the moon for an eventual mission to Mars. Now, over the past 2 years, I've had the privilege to travel across this country and meet with many of NASA's more than 18,000 scientists, engineers, astronauts, and contract officers. Everywhere I go, I see renewed energy and excitement. The President's commitment to American leadership in space is inspiring. But to achieve our objectives, I came here today to say that NASA must meet that new spirit with new urgency and the focus that it all deserves. Just a few moments ago, Buzz Aldrin was reflecting on his time in the Apollo program. He talked about that fabled Apollo 11 mission. He said in 1962 we had an objective, we had time, but we didn't have a plan. In Space Policy Directive 1, the President directed NASA to create a lunar exploration plan. But as of today, more than 15 months later, we still don't have a plan in place. But Administrator Bridenstiner told me 5 minutes ago, we now have a plan to return to the moon. Truth is, despite the dedication of the men and women who are designing and building and testing the SLS, you all know the program's been plagued by bureaucratic inertia, by what some call the paralysis of analysis. The nation actually learned with great disappointment in recent weeks that the date for the first flight for the SLS has been pushed back yet again to 2021. You know, after years of cost overruns and slipped deadlines, we're actually being told that the earliest we can get back to the moon is 2028. Now, that would be 18 years after the SLS program was started, and 11 years after the President of the United States directed NASA to return American astronauts to the moon. Ladies and gentlemen, that's just not good enough. We're better than that. It took us 8 years to get to the moon the first time, 50 years ago, when we had never done it before.